You can't the total size trash. Oh no, total size had a trash broken right wheel. Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of F125. My team Tony, and today we got a review that Alex Albon is leaving Brittany Motorsport to join Mercedes for next season. But who are they replacing? Who is Mercedes going to replace with Albon? We don't know. But another one for Toro side has been up for a contract by the Ferrari. So before we go any further to talk about that situation, we're going to talk about the rather standing. Sure, Russell Alpha Monta has taken the second place and now 6 points behind Lando Norris after his DNF in Monza. But here is the land reviewer. We have decided Toro Sire, we have decided the smooth operator to join Brittany Motorsport to be pairing up alongside George Russell, and Alex Albon is going to Mercedes.
As night falls in Singapore, the track starts to warm up, and it'll be red hot by the time we find out who's on pole for tomorrow's race. Time to set the grid then. Welcome along to qualifying here in Singapore.
Here we are, the beautiful Marina Bay Research to Singapore. We know that last season Russell taken the victory in Singapore. Can he repeat it this season? And of course, it's the very 10th time from now until the end of the season. Since we close the gap, we worked very hard to help Russell be able to catch Lando Norris. So it could be in this way if we beat Lando far more than 6 points. We will be taking the lead in the Drivers' Championship. Piastri are still well in the fight by 14 points to Lando Norris, and here is the 2-1 exit. Kimi Attielli is out. Makes you wonder, maybe Alex Albon replacing him, we don't know. But in 2-2 third run, we were having a hard time, but if we want to try to save the stop, didn't even pay off. We end up not even improving our time. So unfortunately, we did have to use the stop tyre, which means we had to use the stop tyre for the night. For the 2 way, so hopefully we can still save our qualifier jump back into 2-3. Right now, P16, this Delta time is very positive and he clocked the line. But what he didn't get, it looks like just managed to get into P10, knocking out Alex Albon by 15,000 of a second. That is not a good look. Both Aston Martin are out, so pretty much everyone in Q2 that's been emanated are very normal. Luckily, it wasn't George Russell, but now we're gonna go ahead and do our third run on the same shot time we did in our final run in Q2. So hopefully this will be good enough to be maybe in top 6, and then when we get the new one on, we should feel very confident to aim for pole, but we got the line, we go 10th, barely even made any place like up towards the top 6, so we are in P10 right now. We have to do some big push for this final run in the Singapore qualifying run. And of course, I can definitely say this setup kind of has been quite an iffy one. I think the setup has been a problem right now since we didn't run the same setup last season. So unfortunately, going into this season, we might be struggling with the setup difficulty, but right now, we've taken a purple shot on one that is very good, and the time has gone up to 1.6 seconds faster than our third run time, and it's now 2 seconds. Is that enough for a pole position at Russell clocked the line for the last time tonight? It didn't get shift. He managed to championship. But when Lando Norris taken the pole with Charles Leclerc in second, Carlos Sainz in third. Let's see what Singapore Grand Prix got in store for us.
Marina Bay hosted a Grand Prix that briefly ran in the 60s and 70s, but the Garden City re-entered the calendar for good in 2008. We missed it for a couple of years, but it was great to come back to the Singapore Grand Prix. And here's our track, 4.94 kilometres long, and overtaking chances into the first corner, into turn 14 at the end of the Esplanade, and now into turn 16 in the newly reprofiled sector that we first ran on in 2023. Still though, it's punishing and tough on the brakes, and the heat and humidity will take an effect on our drivers. So with the race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Lando Norris will lead us away from pole position, and it's Charles Leclerc in P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Sainz, Piastri, Yuki Tsunoda and Russell, Albon, Gasly, Colapinto and Paul Aron, Ocon, Behrman, Isaac Hadjar and Bortoletto, Doohan, Tremnitz, Andrea Kimi Antonelli and Nico Hülkenberg, Maloney, Lawson, Pepe Marti and Jack Crawford rounds off the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track. And alongside me for this afternoon's commentary, Naomi Schiff. Good afternoon, Gnomes. I know what we've got to do before the start of today's race, but what about our driver? What do the final hours look like for them?
Well, every driver certainly has their own way of preparing themselves before a race. But I can tell you that pre-race rituals are a real thing. When I was in go-karting, I used to touch every wheel in a specific sequence before I got into the kart. And then I stepped up to cars and had a specific set of fireproof base layers just for race day. So watch the drivers when they're on the grid. Some may be sitting on the floor and isolating, others may be up to other things that they do. But these little things really help their minds get ready for the race.
Here we are getting ready for the Singapore Grand Prix. We now to be doing one stop on a hard tyre that we are hoping to go long to start with and put the medium tyre, and hopefully that medium tyre will have a bigger advantage over anyone who's stopping earlier. Then we'll find out how that's gonna go. Hopefully that strategy is going to work. But quite a lot of them are on a hard tyre and a lot of them on a medium, so you can stay half and half of both basically. But we'll see how that's going to play out for all of us. But of course, here's the important bit. We want to beat Lando Norris. That's our goal. We want to beat Lando, so therefore we can close down more or overtake him in the championship. So let's find out how that's gonna go as we all lined up to the race, waiting for the light to be able to go out, and hopefully Russell will get a blistering start and get all the way up into top 5 immediately. Let's hope that will be the case at the 5 red light. It's now gone underway, but Lando Norris got off a pretty good start and he stayed ahead in the lead. And we've got Russell gone down the inside 3-1, new turn 1 and 2 and 3. And it's Russell that's going to make 2 plays up into P4. That is the finish start we wanted from George Russell. Fantastic work. P4 not that far off to Lando Norris, but can be taxed. But of course, don't forget, both McLarens are on a medium, while Charles Leclerc and Russell on a hard tyre, and Alex Albon has lots to play to Franco Colapinto. But don't forget, medium tyre will have a better performance than a hard tyre, but that doesn't count on Oliver Behrman, as he's now trying to fight you on Bortoletto, both on a medium, and of course still the same pace anyway. But here's a replay of the race start of George Russell, lightly saw on a hard tyre, let me remind you that, and he managed to go on the inside, made the contact that I seemed like it, yet he did, and Yuki Tsunoda, they all team together, but I'm not sure that goes ahead of Toro side and Yuki Tsunoda, but at least there is no damage between them though. That is the positive news for sure. I've been looking down the order. Martin, unfortunately, down P22. The Audi once again had a very disappointing start to the race for basically many times this season now, which is very gutted to see Audi still struggling. But Yuki Tsunoda would like to try to get past Toro's side, and of course, if Sires don't really well, that would give me some confidence that we made the right choice. For signing Toro's side to be lost for a teammate for next season, I cannot wait to see how that one's gonna go. And Piatli is chasing down Lando Norris. Hopefully, they will be fighting a lot with each other, so that way Charles Leclerc and Russell will catch, and we can have a proper fight for the victory, because it's those top four that is in the contender for the championship, but Charles Leclerc is quite far back. He's a lot further, so he would like to beat Lando and just basically cut down more of point down and try to catch Lando, just like what Russell has been dealing with majority of this season. So let's see how Charles Leclerc be able to do, and he would love to get that Stockton World Championship. Lando is the same, he would love to get the Stockton World Championship. Piatli and Russell would love to get the third World Champion at the into lap. Then Russell is really close, he nearly got in the back, but he managed to avoid it, but he went deep that top to hit a little bit of a time, but can he still be able to get back in and get the overtake done as we now heading into the other zone? What can Russell do? Can he be able to find the space and send it through and get the overtake done? And Piatli had not managed to go ahead of Lando Norris, and Russell stayed behind, but Yuki Tsunoda had gone ahead and overtook Carlos Sainz, and Gasly had gone ahead and overtook and Albon to now but now the established Franco Colapito and got Esteban Ocon in P10. So those are our top 10 for this evening. But will that change as the race goes on? We'll find out. Singapore are very known for making a minimal overtake. It takes courage and bravery to be able to make the overtake more. But let's see what those top four have got. Since they are aiming for the World Champion, it'll be really good to see who has got it all, be able to win the World Champion now in lap 5. The other zone once again. Sean Russell is getting time, and he's gone for the inside line. He goes, yes it does. Charles Leclerc lost the play. Sean Russell after that fantastic overtake on the inside. Most people join the outside, but Russell ignored that people. He's seen the opportunity and he goes for it on the inside. Fantastic job, and Lawson has gone ahead on Dan Maloney and Jack Crawford in P90. So pretty much this team for Singapore 17th all the way to 20 seconds are pretty much in fight. That Alpine, Audi and Tatiana. Very embarrassing season for them so far, especially for Tatiana, who scored 1 point. We would think they could score more, but that has not been the case for the Tatiana. But they are higher than Audi in the championship, so hard to play about that. Kenya, but in that shit with the other going once again, and it's the one had now got Ocon on the outside line. He don't do yes he does. Oh, but can he defend? No, he doesn't. Not back. He's not back into P10. It's a horrible race now for Alex Albon. It is struggling for something. We have no idea what it is. We asked him, he said, we don't know. Even the engineer doesn't even know. We need to figure out for sure. And not the Piatli still chasing after Lando Norris. Same as George Russell. He is chasing hard. He is faster than Charles Leclerc right now, and that is true. That means he's got more pace and more chance of catching the top two, especially when the top two will be in the fight. So that is obviously a very good news for us to hear. But now, Pierre, the Dr. Diallo, wonders that is he finally going to make a move? No, he does not. Pierre says that other players landing, that'll be very bad. Look, for the Pierre, because he is contending for the world champion, there'll be a pawn to the game, but Lando Norris take the chance, but look like that might be the taking lap 8. The Pierre, go down the inside, not outside now. He sends it out, can Lando Norris defend? No, he does not. The Pierre, take the lead of the Singapore Longfin and Charles Leclerc lost the play to Newton to Nona, and that is a good news for Piastri not to be playing a poor two-land on not a championship charge, and that is a good thing to see. We do not want Papaya Lord in this season whatsoever, and Albon still slotted in P10, got Paul Albon to deal with, but Paul Albon could be taking a point this evening if he gets past. And I'm very much thinking that Albon will be forward out the order more, because he is not even close on Esteban. I don't know what is happening to Albon, but for fans of Twitter Peter, I know how he feels by being sandwiched by both McLaren, both Ferrari sides. We had to deal with that for Russell back in Japan, and he could not get past Toro's side. So let's see what Toro Peter be able to do in the will he get past Toro's side, and in lap 10, I've been heading towards Lando Norris. We are charging off. I can make a little contact with the wall back to talked up a little bit of a time, but thankfully Lando Norris tyre is starting wearing a little bit, which means Russell tyre is coming to life and be able to take charge and try to get Lando Norris. At this point, Lando will be the point ahead of George Russell, which means it's a 9 point in the championship. If that flips, Lando behind Russell, it will be the point behind Lando in the championship. That is a very nice number to see, but it'll be better if Russell wins for sure. But let's see what he can do, as he still not be able to close the gap down to Lando Norris. And of course, we got the DNF in lap 8 with the Alpine, I believe it's Jack Doohan. It's a very unfortunate mechanical failure, an Alpine, and don't forget Mercedes engine as well. It's a very bad look for Mercedes, a very, very bad look. I think it's been 5 DNF this season so far for the Mercedes engine that it the pointing result for the Mercedes, and it had impact Charles Leclerc championship chart, as he had the back-to-back DNF this season. But in lap 12, George Russell doesn't do anything. Lando Norris clearly got very much more pace on the slide compared to George Russell. That is an interesting thing to see. And now in lap 13, Piastri is still charging in the P1. He is going to further ascending now, 100%. And I think Lando Norris priority right now, I think not even catching Piastri. I think his priority is holding back George Russell. He knows that Russell is a lot closer to Lando Norris in the championship, so maybe he played a defending game and try his best to hold back George Russell. And in lap 15, we got Pierre Gasly has gone past Franco Trillipito. So Trillipito is not even close to Carlos Sainz. He was never going to be able to overtake him. What's happening here is Jack Crawford and Damon Only just has got into the shuffle. What has happened between them both? Let's see the replay coming up right now, going into lap 15, heading towards the turn 1. Manoli in front, Crawford behind. Manoli, he spun and blocked Jack Crawford, and he stayed there without the joint. Both of them made the contact. With Damon Only. That's definitely a broken wing on his car. I'm not even sure if both Audi got a damage, but that was unfortunate for Manoni and Jack Torford. Torford did nothing wrong, same as both Audi did nothing wrong, and the Piastri has gone in to change the tyre into harder tyre. Let's see what he can do with that tyre, and we've got Newton to now move up into third, and Piastri is leading into this traffic. Is that going to help Lando Norris for his charge to try and stay ahead of Piastri, so basically overtake? Is that going to work for Lando Norris and George Russell? We know he's not coming in any time soon whatsoever. We are sitting to going late, going far as we can, and we've got some cars coming in. Behrman just finished stop, Hadjar finished his stop, Bortonactor also finished his stop, so some entertainment in this lap 16. We've got Audi are staying now, so tires at the part, and we can see they no damage, so looks like it seems fine for the Audi. But now going into lap 17, we've got Lando Norris coming in, and Russell finally take the lead in the championship, and Lando has just been held up a little bit, and it seems like maybe Piastri might get past Lando. Let's find out. We got Carlos in the stop. It's a slow stop for Carlos to miss the ball, pit stop for Carlos. That it got it. We can see loads and loads of cars already starting to make their stop. But where Carlos is coming out, and don't forget, I think we got the car, 4 cars. It's out. We got Chadley, and we got Atiele, Albon, Gasly, and Russell. 5 cars are out. Still hasn't come in just yet, but they will be coming in very, very soon. But will Carlos be able to come out into top 5? Let's find out, and Chadley in P7. So who's the first hat in play? But he's gonna lose that anyway. And now heading into lap 18, more cars coming in. Gasly in, Albon in, and Piastri now trying to take second of play, and Lando Norris unfortunately is too far back to be chasing down the Piastri. He is 5 seconds behind. Before the stop, he was 2 seconds behind. That has been completed more than 3 seconds. That's 5 seconds stop. 5 seconds behind the Piastri, and I think that's because he has cars coming through. He has some way that took them a bit of a time. Really unfortunate for Lando Norris. Might be likely for him to finish second, maybe third, if Russell be able to catch Lando Norris. But let's find out when this stop is now in for Russell. When he comes in, will he have a good one and be ahead of Lando Norris? But right now, 21 seconds behind Piastri, already taking the lead back. Anyway, Lando Norris is coming up very, very soon as it's the door pass now. He takes the second place, but how far back will Russell be? We've got Newton Tsunoda coming in. It's to be very, very close to George Russell. Charles Leclerc to take the opportunity, but he doesn't quite get the speed to get there. On Newton Tsunoda and Russell into the starting rally, but it's on the medium tyre. He has way more better tyre upset than Newton Tsunoda, even though at this point they're quite balanced. But in the performance differences, Russell is way faster than Newton Tsunoda, but Russell is now charging after Lando Norris as we headed into lap 21. Russell had called back up to Lando Norris. Norris put the defensive line. Russell going down the outside. He goes the short. Russell takes the second place for the Singapore long term, and it's 6.5 seconds behind the Piastri. Will he be able to catch Piastri for the next 11 laps? I like to think so, but again, Piastri has been on form this evening, and Charles Leclerc coming on the outside. He goes, he does. Charles Leclerc goes to take 4th from Newton Tsunoda, and will he be catching Lando Norris? And that will give us some understanding if Lando Norris is struggling or not. But it seems like he is, as he already lost bit of a time to Russell, as we now enter into lap 24. Charles Leclerc is caught up to Lando Norris. I think Lando got a problem. I think he got a problem with the Peter Part if he had that in Montar. He had the end up in Montar. And with the Peter Pie, if that doesn't need another one in Singapore, we'll find out as the night still goes on. For Lando not in Charlotte, he just go for the move on the outside. He does. He goes through and he takes the third place from Lando Norris. Well done. Well done. To Charlotte. Will Charlotte catch short, not short? Let's find out. We still got about 6.5 laps to go. And Newton Tonona might be the next one to get Lando Norris. I put him back into P5, and that is enormous help for Piastri, for Russell, and for Charles Leclerc in the championship chart. And Russell managed to reduce the gap to 5 seconds, being the leader 1.6 seconds from Piastri in 1 lap. Not bad, is it? Not bad. And Charles Leclerc is also catching very slowly. Lando losing time. Newton Tonona did make a move. He does the outside. Can he get the move done? He goes through. Yes, he does. Charles, Carlos Sainz crash. Oh no, Carlos Sainz had a crash. Broken right wheel. That had to be someone hitting to him. And his safety car is out. Here is the replay of Carlos Sainz as he's going through. He had to spin, crash into the wall, and he's dazzling that crash into Carlos Sainz. That for sure going to have a bad taste in Ferrari when they're going home. And that was really bad. But Stately Car is now coming in this lap, and we've got a chance to try and take the win from Octa Piastri. We only have 3 laps to be able to achieve it. The tyre differences between each of them are quite very balanced, I shall say. But what is going to happen in the next 3 laps? Will Piastri keep the win, or will Russell destroy his team and take the win for himself? Octa Piastri is now away, and the restart is now a go. For Octa Piastri into lap 29, still holding the lead, and Russell doesn't do anything smart. We do not want to be damage early on, but Octa Piastri is now starting the runway quite a bit, and Russell is losing a little bit of time. You cannot afford to lose time when you get into the other zone. Should that be his powerful point? Shit, Octa Piastri will have nothing in front of him. But what can Russell do? Will he be able to get Octa Piastri? And don't forget about Charles Leclerc. He could be the one to take it. You never know. Lando Norris could be, but it's about 4 places behind. I don't think it'll be easy, but Charles Leclerc should be the one to be able to do it. We've seen it in the Singapore 2023. Hamilton, Shaw, Lando, and Carlos Sainz in the lead. That joint being repeated in this season. Will there be any tension happening as we now going on to board with Franco Colapita, who is P10 behind Alex Albon, and Paul Aaron does get into point PA thanks to Carlos Sainz. The end up, which is really disappointing. Really does make me think about the signing of Carlos Sainz. Will that continue on to next season? I don't think so. I think we can reinvent Carlos Sainz going into next season with him. But now heading into lap 30, George Russell, this is his chance to try to get past Octa Piastri. He's now got 2 laps to be able to do it, and he's now going to try to make him what I think has a fantastic entry into the turn 2, but kind of makes him lose a bit of time as he's now 8 tenths behind. He needs to be closer. He needs to be at least 5 tenths to be able to get the move done. Losing the DR to help, but right now that is not happening as he's now now 4 tenths behind to Octa Piastri, and Newton Tonona is doing a pretty good job holding back Lando Norris, and Gasly is in P6. Ocon P7 maybe taking the P6 from Gasly. Paul Aaron in P8, all bit of a slide from Esteban Ocon. That is not going to help him at all. Albon P9 and Colapita finish off the top 10. Still in point for Colapita. That is of course the positive one. And we are back on board with George Russell. It's only 10 times right now. He needs to try and find some space and get the move done. If you have to send it, but make sure you control it, because we cannot crash into them with that. With Martin as a very horrible racer and a horrible one to win the World Championship. He did it in a long way, but we do not want that on George Russell. We know he is a fantastic driver. He is proving it all season long, and he's now in the final lap of the Singapore Grand Prix. One last chance. Will he get past the Piatti for this evening or not? Charles Leclerc is nowhere near. It's shut down to them both. Will Russell be able to get the Piatti or not? As he's a lot closer this time around. Gianna is now on. Is he going for the sun or not? He's looking for it, but it doesn't matter what. The Piatti defending leading well. George Russell couldn't do nothing about it. Got a lot of time in. Alex Albon got finish second on the outside. He goes past on Paul Albon. It's side by side now. Will Paul Albon defending leading well or not? Seems like Albon stays ahead of Paul Albon up into P8. Fantastic job from Alex Albon. But Russell has got not long left right now. Got expand out on chasing off at Daphne. Lands another. Chasing off on Newton Sonona. Charles Leclerc got nothing to do right now. He's pretty much staying in third. And the last time now, George Russell with the Diana. Will he catch the Piatti before the final corner? George Russell charging in, but he doesn't do anything. He can't find any speed to beat Piatti. The Piatti, he is the man, the myth, the legend of this evening. The Piatti win the Singapore Grand Prix, and George Russell finishing second. Charles Leclerc finishing third, which mean George Russell is taking the lead in the Driver Championship.
And an award-winning day for Oscar Piastri as he takes the checkered flag and wins.
What a true show of character to fight through the grid the way they did, to not get beat down by starting so far down, and to come back and win it all. Just goes to show how strong this driver is.
It's time to bring out the bubbly and spray it around. It's our podium celebrations. And your winner today, the man from down under. Congratulations, Oscar Piastri.
Well done to the Piatti for a fantastic drive. I have no complaint. Honestly, no complaint. And Russell, Sutton, Charles in third. But what is the championship looking like? Russell takes the lead of the Driver Championship for the third time. And Piatti jumped ahead of Lando Norris in Sutton by 1 point behind Russell. And Lando is 2 points behind to George Russell. Wow, what a change, what a twist of this World Championship and McLaren in running away in the Construction Championship. I think it's safe to say we are not going to win it whatsoever, but it may be rainbow fun for the World Champion. Charles Leclerc is still in the midst, but he's a lot further back by 40 odd points. But what can he do as we now going into tactics long plan? But thanks for watching. Please like and dislike my video. Do you love it? I appreciate it, and peace out.